Oh, interesting. Okay. Jeremy, you just sent me a question.
Yeah, by Don.
Okay. From Don. This is a very interesting question. Don says, why is it that Kid 44 and I can have sex so much and never get tired of it? I want to do something else after an hour.
Okay, can you repeat that? Because is that Don saying that he doesn't get tired of sex?
Don is saying that he does get tired of sex. He wants to do something else after an hour.
Okay, well, yeah, he's consistent though. I mean, was saying he didn't have that much interest in sex.
Yeah.
Or didn't have the sex drive compared to other people sometimes.
Yeah.
You know,
but I don't think, actually, I don't know, oddly or not oddly, I don't really feel that, there's a couple of things, okay, as part of this. Okay, well, the first question, I need some clarification from Don on this. Don, when you say have sex so much, are you talking about the frequency, or are you talking about the amount of time that we spend each time we have sex? So, can you type in and tell us? All right. So he's asking about about the amount of time we spend having sex. It's actually quite interesting, Don, because it really, for me, it sort of kind of fits into my lifestyle. That sounds weird, but what I mean that sounds self-evident and really obvious. But what I mean by that is that I have girls who, they come over to the house, and it's sort of like they're going to stay over. So when they're going to stay over, then, I just have sex with them before I go to bed. Like, it's just unnatural for me to have a girl that I'm sleeping next to and I go to bed without having sex with her. Having said that, it was interesting because I went to Bali last year with my primary at the time. And she complained because while we were in Bali, like, we didn't spend very much time having sex. Because in that case, there was a lot of other things I wanted to do, like go surfing, sleep, laze around, and so it was ironic that we had all this time together. And, and also we had like a massage every day. And so it was ironic that actually when I was like having nothing at all to do, I actually was having sex less. But in that sense, it was sort of like there were a lot of things that I wanted to do with my time. Whereas here it's sort of part of a pattern, my sex is part of a pattern. On top of it, the way it sort of works is that that's just sort of my understanding. If I'm going to meet a girl, the idea is that when she gets here, there's only basically, we're going to have sex as part of that. And so, I don't know, I guess I always feel like I have enough time to do other things. Now, having said that, I've always had a lifestyle where I've had a lot of flexible time. I mean, when, it's one of those things where I could be working at any time, but I could also be, having sex instead if I wanted to. So I've always been able to have enough time to get most everything done that I wanted to do. And, and then, maybe almost every day I set aside 2 or 3 hours for sex. I don't know, I just, it's not every day. Most every day, though.
That's good time management.
Yeah, well, like I said, I designed my my life so that I would have lots of open gaps. Because I really, not because of women.
That wasn't a pun.
Okay. All right, Don has a follow-up. After about 5 to 10 orgasms, I really just don't... Is that your orgasms or her orgasms? After about 5... Hers, okay. After about 5 to 10 orgasms, I really just don't feel like making her squirt anymore. I feel drained after a long session, and there's no way I could imagine having 3, 4 people I needed to do that with a week. Doesn't it get kind of old after a while? Sure, you can try new shit, but there is a limit to that as well.
Poor Dawn.
That's it's funny you should say that, because yeah, okay, does it get routine? It can, you know, Kid 44 always says, what does he say? Faster horses, more money, hotter women. I think that's what he says. Something like that. So I think the idea is that if you're attracted enough to the women, then you'll want to give them 5 to 10 orgasms or more. The other thing is that, you know, yeah, I've never really done the whole, you know, weekend shut-in where we're just like sex marathon. I've never really done that. That's not really my thing. So you'll have to ask Kid 44 specifically about that. But it really depends on how, you know, how you spread your women out. Like for me, generally speaking, I don't like to have sex with the same woman twice in a row. Like generally, that doesn't do it for me. Maybe if like once at night and then once in the morning, but even that isn't really my thing. I need like another woman to break it up, and that makes me like really keen when I get to the next woman or when I get back to the previous woman. You know what I mean? If I have like girl 1 and then and then I have like girl 1 for like 3 days in a row, I'm not going to be all that keen to work all that hard. But if I have girl 1 and then girl 2, and then girl 1 shows up after that, then, you know, I'll be all set. So that's the other thing. The variety is quite important for me, personally. And, I mean, I guess this is kind of I don't know, I wouldn't call it a problem. It's not a problem given my lifestyle, but for some people it would be. That, you know, for me, if I find myself with this, having to, or sleeping with the same woman twice in a row, it's kind of like, oh man, I had sex with this girl last time. So, you know, but that's me. So you have to ask Kid 44 about his specific situation. How about Da Vinci? I'm curious about you because I know that generally speaking, you know, you like to have sex with your girls like 6 times in a 24-hour period.